Good morning, still morning. Sheila and Lynne here to share some take 5 things that you can do with your children to help with anxiety and some of the emotions that are coming up right now. And remember, these are good things to do for yourself. So leading by example and showing them some of the skills and the tools that you'll use to help yourself with anxiety and some of the stresses we're feeling right now. So our take 5 sign, right, is our T5, and that just reminds somebody that they might need to take a break, or that telling somebody that you need to take a break, and just giving somebody that time to find a space and do some movements. So we're going to start with movements. So our first one is rock.
And so sitting like we are, if that's comfortable for you, and then just coming down and bringing your head down to the mat. And if that doesn't work, you can always bring your arms out in front of you and place your forehead on your arms, or even stacking your fists. You can do that. But just taking some time here, settling in. And notice as you breathe, how you're breathing through the back side of your body. And as you exhale, just allowing yourself to exhale out as much as you can.
And this is one of the best postures for anxiety. So allowing yourself to kind of move inward and come into this. If I'm a rock, none of those outside things can affect me. So kind of weathering the storm and allowing yourself to feel supported and held. It's nice. That's right. All right. So cat and cow. So coming into table. And then we're just flexing and extending the spine. So starting with cat, so exhale, rounding the back, like a cat stretches. And then on the inhale, lengthening the front of the body, moving into cow. And just doing this a few times, getting some movement of the spine. With the kids, of course, right, you can add the sounds.
Moo.
Meow, meow. Good, and back to table. And then from here, let's go ahead and make our way up to standing.
Just doing some basic sun salutations, so finding your feet here on the mat, maybe rocking from side to side a little bit, or rocking forward and then towards your heels. So just front and back, just taking a moment to settle in. And with your inhalation, inhaling your arms up and over your head, exhale as you dive forward. Stepping back into plank, bringing your knees down, coming back into rock, coming up, coming into Cobra. Kids like to hiss here. And pushing up into downward dog. The kids might want to lift up one leg, wag their dog's tail, bring that foot down, lift up that other leg, wag their dog's tail, and bringing that foot back down, and then coming up into that forward fold and inhaling back up and bringing your hands down to your heart center.
Nice. Let's do it one more time.
Okay.
So I'm demonstrating the hopping sometimes the kids like to do,
Yes,
and
they
Lynn's
do.
demonstrating the stepping back, so. Right, rock and roll helps to massage the spine a little bit, and it can be lots of fun. So it helps to remind us to be playful. And so make sure there's nothing behind you that you're going to hit your head on here. And you can hold on behind your knees, and we just start rocking back and forth. Finding time to be silly and playful is really important for adults as well. Good, let's do one more. And then we're gonna roll it all the way down. You wanna cue this one?
Sure. Just laying on your back and bringing your arms by your sides and bending your knees so your feet are on the mat. And when I say start, we're just going to stomp our feet, and we're going to bring our hands up off the mat and stomp the palms of our hands, hit our hands on the mat as well. So, and then you have to listen. When we say stop, then you stop. So we'll do this probably 3 times. So start. Stop. Start. Stop. One more time. Start. Just take a couple moments to notice how you feel.
Straightening the legs out, extending, rolling the palms up, and just notice the sensations that you feel in the feet and hands after doing that. Reminding us to move inward and really pay attention to what sensations am I noticing in my body. So that gives us our most honest information. So listen to that first, and that lets you know when maybe you need to take 5. And so maybe that's sitting down and just taking breaths. Maybe that's journaling. The next one we're going to do is a relaxation where we put something, sometimes it's nice to have something with some weight. So flat, like river rocks, things like that can work really well too. Or if you have an actual cat that likes to lay on your tummy, but we have stuffed animals today, so I've got my little bunny here. And so putting that on the abdomen, just so that you can have that feedback of when we take a deep breath, we give them a little ride up, and then when we breathe out, it lowers back down. And just noticing how deep we can make that breath. Good, and let's do one more. And then we can make our way up to a seated posture.
And really thinking about your breath when you're starting to feel really overwhelmed and you're feeling like you have a lot of anxiety and maybe things feel like they're closing in on you, think about your breath and think, I need to just take a moment and I really need to concentrate and focus on my breathing, because I think that's really helpful during this time.
Absolutely, yeah. So, and some of the other Take 5 components, remember we have drawing and journaling, so just taking that time to maybe find a quiet space and color, journal, all of those things of like getting things out, finding ways to project rather than suppress and hold things. Like we don't need to just put things in a container, right? We need to allow ourselves, especially during this time, to find ways of processing how we're feeling and what our body is telling us, and just really doing that deep work is important now more than ever. So, and hopefully then we have those tools and we know that they're available whenever we need them. So yeah, reminding yourself and those around you that it's good to take 5, and thanks for taking 5 with us today.